Thanks to the various shots, as well as the shocking video clips and the emphasis on trying to be a more harmonious and equitable society, the Gillette commercial, "We Believe the Best Men Can Be," points out the need to make a change in society to avoid that boys, girls, women, and men suffer what others have suffered in the past. The context of this commercial is a social problem that people experience daily. But this commercial is focused on news from the United States, such as the lack of acceptance of women in the workplace, harassment of them, and bullying. For example, bullying in the United States affects 20% of the school population between the age of 12 and 18, according to data from the Department of Education. There is a lack of adequate tools to deal with school bullying and other social problems. The objective of the commercial is to encourage adults to educate children to prevent them from growing up with some problem of anger or discrimination towards others. Their ambition is to ensure all boys grow up benefiting from positive role models. Therefore, the commercial seeks that people transmit confidence, serenity to the little ones, so in that way they reduce all these type of unpleasant and uncomfortable situations. For more than 120 years, Gillette has been helping men look, feel, and be their best at every age and life stage. Gillette will connect hundreds of millions of boys with programs, resources, and content that harness the power of role models. Likewise, the way in which the narrator modulates his voice allows better retention. For example, when he stops to talk about workplace harassment or sexual harassment. In the commercial, you can distinguish different parts, although they are not divided, but the creator decided to structure it in a certain way that allows the viewer to identify what is wrong and see ways to do it right. It has a very good structure because at the beginning it allows us to see small fragments such as the news of the problems of society and how they affect others. But in the end, we see the solution to them. In the first place, the music changed. It seems that it is the same. However, it has a slight change that transmits new emotions. For example, when they show the fragments of the bad attitudes against children or women, the music accelerates and it causes the heart to beat faster because it feels like a chase. But when they switch to the images of how to have a good attitude, the music is harmonious and somewhat warm. The close-up of the sad woman in her office generates emotions of guilt and impotence, as well as the shot of the column of men saying the same phrase, "Boys will be boys," generates a feeling of discomfort because as time goes by, more people continue to think the same way. Everything changed when they show the girl in front of the mirror. It conveys calm and tenderness, as well as emotion and enthusiasm when seeing the children at the end of the commercial, which generates a feeling that everything will change for the better. Legislation was being developed at the time, and the city in central Wisconsin is not alone in its strategy of turning to parents to solve the problem of bullying, which 20% of American students between the age of 12 and 18 years old suffer annually at school. Many other municipalities in the United States and at least one state assembly have considered fining or even jailing the parents of child bullies to prevent future conflicts. Various movements were created against all this problem. Revelations related to sexual harassment and misconduct by high-profile men continued to be made public as the hashtag #MeToo movement went viral, exposing abuses suffered by women at work and in public places. All the statistics of workplace harassment of women, and even bullying in schools were a fundamental factor for the company to decide to carry out this type of commercial because the United States was experiencing a wave of difficult situations. So, in the moment they made a commercial in 2019 was precise because they realized that the importance of role models. It helps to have a guide who can lend a hand, act as a sounding board, or be a supportive voice. The way in which the narrators of a commercial express themselves, the images or videos they place, the color, the music is very important if we want to convey a message, especially if we are looking for a change of attitude or awareness. That is why rhetorical appeals are the qualities of an argument that make it truly persuasive.